The loss of Hickstead is not quite tangible yet. We know that we're in serious trouble without him. We've had such a luxury as a team of having a superstar like that with us, and you know that when he jumps, you're pretty assured you're going to have a good score in the bank. And he was such a great team member for us. That horse loved the sport. I think he loved being with us. And you can't replace Hickstead. So the question will be, how many of us is it going to take to give the same good scores? Is it going to be 3 of us to create the same good effort that Hickstead could create? The whole team, maybe? Eric on the new horse and all of us, and we're up against it. You're taking our center player away and saying, go ahead, gang, go to the playoffs.
Right. And personally,
I loved the horse. I loved what he did for the sport. I loved what he did for the kids. Eric was a bit the underdog from everything that happened early in his career on, and for him to put it together and go to the top of the world in the sport, doesn't that say to every young person, buckle down, do the work, follow the right channels, and there's nothing that is not possible. And Hickstead represented that to our country, to the youth of our country, I believe. And you had to be proud of, beyond all that, it was a joy to watch that partnership go in the world and go against the world and take the Canadian flag to the top. It brought a great sense of pride, and there is no replacing him. I don't think there was anybody that didn't cheer for Hickstead. You know, whether you were there, whether he was part of your team, whether it was part of another international event, he was an incredible force, that horse. You know, the way he jumped, the energy he put in, the partnership with Eric. He was a piece of history, and as big a piece of history for Canadians in our sport as Big Ben, as Next Milton, as Japaloop Deleuze, Gem Twist. He leaves behind a legacy. He leaves behind a lot of good things, and he leaves behind nothing bad. Watching him finish in the Olympics, the whole Olympics, like our team when we were in that second round, and for me it was brilliant because when I finished my clear, all I had to do was watch. I didn't have any more pressure on me because my part was done. It was up to them, to Eric and Ian, to do what they could. So for me, it was just, you were running back and forth to see, they were going to the competition, and all you had to do was pray as they jumped, and it was unreal. Like those moments can never be again, because it was like Walt Disney in show jumping for our team in Beijing. We were in Hong Kong, but Beijing.
And talk about special ed. You're going to retire him.
Special ed is, he was right there with Hickstead. Eric and Ian couldn't come to Hong Kong right at the beginning as early. The horses flew, and then I flew, and the guys were coming, but they were 3 days later. So I had Hickstead, special ed, and in style to ride for 3 days. And we had a cross-country course, this beautiful grass infield to the racetrack that was there in Hong Kong, and that's where we got to ride. And I rode Hickstead, and then I rode in style, and then I rode special ed. And the other team said, which one are you going to ride? And I said, I don't know, I haven't chosen yet. And being the guest rider for that, for my team, for those horses, what a privilege. And I cannot tell you what an adventure for me. And so there's nothing about Hong Kong and the Beijing Olympics that it isn't a story somehow from Walt Disney for our team. It went for us. Eric was magical. Hickstead was magical. Special ed was magical. Ian was, we always think of Ian as the strength and the anchor of our team. And we had Matt Cohn, who, if without him and his efforts with his horse that got hurt, we wouldn't have had the medal. He gave us the first round, and the 3 of us gave us the second round. So, our team was magical.